Welcome to Countertop Epoxy. Right here, we're in a house. This is a 60 square foot kitchen. We have a little bit of a side bath here too. Standard built-in backsplashes on laminate, like a Formica countertop. These are kind of unique. They were most likely built in place quite a while ago. The customer wants to keep the exact same contour, so it's not that difficult of a job. At right around $65 a square foot, the cost comes out to about $27.70 with this in the bathroom. The customer, like I said, did remove the sink, so we just have to clean a little bit up. We're going to remove the stove because it is a jointed countertop, so we don't have to remove the fridge because we can mask it off the way they built the cabinets in here. So it makes for a pretty easy installation. So first of all, we're gonna start out by removing any of our top drawers. We're gonna take our dishwasher, we're gonna remove our top screws. Usually what I do is I'll slide the dishwasher actually under the countertop more so we don't have to do any disconnect, and then as soon as I'm done with the epoxy, I'll actually pull the dishwasher back out, reset the screws, and slide the stove in place. So this should be a pretty quick job. When you remove sinks, a lot of times they've been siliconed in, and you really have to remove all that silicone no matter what, because if you do not remove it, the epoxy won't bond there. You'll get fish eyes. So no matter what a pain, I use an oscillating tool and a sander is usually the best way. So this seam is just really nasty. One side's swelled up. It's like probably definitely over 1/8 of an inch height wise. I'm gonna fill it with Bondo. All right, so we are going to fix this little damaged spot with a little bit of Bondo. This is just your regular body filler you buy at Home Depot, Lowe's, AutoZone, anywhere. Same thing you'd put on a car. The more of the hardener, the little package here, it's called cream hardener, the more of it you put in there, the faster it'll cure, and the less, the slower, but it always, as long as you really thoroughly mix it, it will always harden. So normally you might not mix on a countertop, but since we're pouring all this and I'm going to be sanding it, I'm not that worried. So I'm trying to fill in a little bit high. We just wanted to go a little high so that when I come back and sand, it sands it off flush. But remember, you leave a bunch of this on here, it's a whole lot easier to do this with a knife than it is a sander, so get it as smooth as you can with your blade. So. And now at this corner here, we're gonna take this, like hold it right there with your finger. And now I'm gonna go like this. Yeah, perfect, see that? That was how it goes. In the bucket. Good job, girl.
All of it?
Uh-huh. That won't work. That's just a little too short.
Oh. Oopsie.
Here, start stirring that. Just keep it mixing. Switch buckets, of course, without dripping epoxy. We've already mixed for our initial 5 minutes. We actually went a little over on this one. We are switching pails so we don't get any sticky spots from the A or the B. And one mixed on the sides here. just taking my time and pushing the product up onto my backsplash. Max did a really good job taping it off already, so we would be able to just peel our tape. Remember, you got to peel this tape before your epoxy cures fully, or else you'll have little green line on your whole backsplash. So now all I'm worrying about right now is getting it up on the backsplash. So I try to do everything with a foam roller. Foam roller is the only lint-free roller in my opinion, so that is why I use it. Now we started this job here at about 9 o'clock this morning, and we'll see how many hours it takes us to get this done. And like I say, this would be about a $2,700 job on your average bid. The way you'd quote this would be $2,770 on the low end. So, and up to about $3,500 on the average to higher end. So we'll see. It's going to cost us about $500 in materials, it's looking like. So I like to do the math with you guys and say, okay, how long would it take us to make $2,700? And let's subtract our materials, so we're really only making 22. But I think we can make about $500 or $600 an hour here today easily. We are located in Western Colorado, Grand Junction, Colorado, but remember we do have classes coming up all over the U.S. and in the UK. We're going to be in London and then on to Italy, so let us know where you want to join us for your class. Just take your time, guys. I'm pouring right up against this mirror. Not necessarily the perfect thing, but this, like I say, this is not my house. This is a reno for a flip. He didn't want to remove the mirrors. He removed the sinks for us. So we just taped him. He says he's putting drop-ins. He's not doing undermounts. And you know what? I'm a big fan. Like, you know, there's always ways. We always teach how to fabricate and do really high-end chiseled edges and stuff. But remember, if you're out there to make money, you can very simply and very quickly make money just pouring right over existing Formica and give somebody a lot of life out of an old set of countertops. These are going to go from being nasty. Sorry, I hope he's not. Yeah, you know, he knows these are nasty old countertops. That's why he's coating them. Nasty old countertops to something that even the queen might call her own sink. Thank you, Maya. Always watching out. If you notice, I don't really disrupt this a lot. Once I pour it up on to a top, I really just let it self-level and flow off on its own. That's the very best way, because this has a lot of surface tension in it. If you notice, all those guys that tape their epoxy edges, like you guys were saying, so you get your edges, they'd never be able to do a good backsplash like this. And if it was, it'd just be really thin, like paint anyways, so. If you notice, I always roll my edges first so that I can break that surface tension. Then when I pull all the flood coated product to it, it'll just really naturally grab what you already broke the surface tension on and just really nicely flow over that edge. It'll leave you a really clean edge. And remember, I'm pulling all my tape while my epoxy is still wet, so I don't really care too much about what it looks like because I'm just going right in here and pouring it all out. You know, this is not actually perfectly level. That's a good question. I like that. That was my daughter asked that, though, that first question right there, and that's a very valid point. But just remember, it doesn't have to be perfectly level. This is a very good epoxy that has surface tension modifiers, so it'll stay on the backsplash kind of on its own. So if you put it up there and just let it flow off nicely. Now, if you notice, I'm spraying all my charcoal, then I'll come back and I'll spray my gold, but I'm not gonna spray it all at the same time. I'm also gonna probably roll everything first, but whatever I do to one countertop, I always do to all countertops. Even if I don't like what I did, I'm still gonna try to continue a little bit onto all of them and then try to work that out of it. For realistic marble, this right here would be similar, but I'd probably do a charcoal instead. So,
what is the cost for this job?
This job right here, this on average is about a $3,000 job. So, and we look like, what time is it right now, guys? Anybody have the time?
It's 10:41.
10:41. So we'll be working on this for less than 4 hours. If you want to come to a class, come out here. If you don't want to pay somebody crazy prices to do countertops and you want to do your own, come to a class as well. So either way you want it, but I train a lot of contractors in this field. So a lot of people wanting second hustles. So I've trained about 5,000 people around the world. So
are you still spraying gold?
yeah, but a very, very diluted gold on purpose. I just want there to be a light hue of it. All I'm doing, everybody that wants to know about drips. If you notice the drips ahead, and I just scrape them off. And now I'll have to do this again because it'll keep dripping. But if you want to have the cleanest edge, don't come back and sand it. Just get them while they're wet and dripping like this. And I'll probably run this 3 or 4 times. I'll do it in another 15 minutes or something.
How do you fill grout lines before epoxy?
Grout lines, we actually have a non-sag product, an epoxy we put right in there that you can actually trowel into the grout lines. That's a good question, guys.